Hey guys, this is Jackie here, and today I'm going to do a recap of Pretty Little Liars Season 5, Episode 14, Through a Glass Darkly, and I'm going to discuss some theories that I got while I was watching the episode. So here we go. Alright, well the episode starts at Mona's funeral, that they haven't found a body yet. And Allison shows up to the funeral uninvited to tell Mrs. Vanderwall that she didn't kill Mona, and that she wants Mrs. Vanderwall to believe that she didn't do this and that she saw that Mona's dead. And Mrs. Vanderwall gives her a great big slap across the face and demands to know where Mona's body is. I don't really like Allie. Actually, I don't not really like her. I hate her. I'm sorry if you like Allison, but I can't stand her. So I kind of enjoyed seeing Allison get slapped. I mean, I don't think that Allison killed Mona. I'm actually pretty convinced that Mona's still alive, and even after this episode, I still think that. But I think Allison's done a lot of really bad things, and so it's kind of nice to see people be mad at her for a change. And, you know, I think in the end, we're gonna find out that Allie's really innocent. So I think in the end, it'll be okay for her. But right now, kind of enjoying seeing her get some karma. Then we find out from Mr. Hastings that Bethany Young's parents want to get Spencer's bail revoked so that she gets sent back to jail. Now, if you have watched any of my other videos, you know that my number one A theory right now is that Bethany is Big A, and I think it could be possible that she's the twin and that her twin is Toby. However, I still think that theory could be possible because, I mean, we don't know anything about Bethany Young's parents other than, you know, what we find on this episode, they want to get the bail revoked. So they could be adopted parents. I mean, really, what we know about Bethany Young is so limited. So there's still so much I don't know about her. And I'm going to talk about this whole Bethany's A theory a little more later in this video, just so you know. And then Toby finds out from Detective Tanner, because, you know, he's starting work as a cop now, his catch is off, that what convinced the judge was a statement from Mrs. D, where she said that she saw Spencer talking to a girl in Allison's clothes the night that Allie went missing and Bethany was supposedly murdered. But Wilson has had the statement for years, but he was hiding it. At first, I thought that maybe Bethany, since, you know, if what I think is right, she would, and maybe Jessica killed Bethany's and Toby's mother, in my theory, that maybe since Wilden was the one who if Jessica's the one who killed Marion, is the one who was bribed into covering it up. So I think that perhaps maybe Bethany could have made Wilden keep that silent with that information, saying if you tell people what Mrs. D is claiming, then I'm going to let them know that you were involved in that, but now I'm not really sure. Oh, another thought. I just thought of this right now. Since I'm pretty sure that if Bethany's Big A, her and Mona might still have something going on, like working together. There's a video I made on that, and I'm going to talk about some more in this video. Again, just so you know. Maybe, since I think Mona actually really likes the girls, whereas if Bethany's Big A, obviously she doesn't. And, you know, Mona just would be working with Bethany because they both hate Allison. So maybe if Bethany told Mona about that, maybe Mona could have blackmailed Wilden into silence. I just thought of that just now. Huh. I just blew my own mind. Okay, and meanwhile, Caleb is trying to hack into Mona's laptop, but it's encrypted, so he's having a really tough time. And Hannah tells Caleb that she wants to ask Mrs. Grunwald, the psychic, where Mona's body is. And Caleb says to her, you know, Hannah, I don't think you should get involved in that. Trust me, I know. And I just screamed at my TV, Caleb, do not bring up Ravenswood. I swear to God, Ravenswood is done. We're past that. I did not like that storyline at all, as to a lot of other people. Because, I mean, I kind of like paranormal stuff, but when I started watching Pretty Little Liars, I did not sign up for that. And so I just really want to get past all that Ravenswood stuff. That's not what I signed up for when I started watching the show. And then we see Mike is acting really weird following Mona's death. He doesn't seem super devastated. And Arya asks Ezra to see how he's doing. And just, you know, Ezra is apparently remodeling the brew, which is a really random career change for Ezra. But whatever, we'll just go with it. And that made me wonder, since I think Mona is alive, do you think it's possible that before Mona faked her death, maybe she told Mike what was going to happen? Because, her and Mike were dating, and it seems like she cared about him. So maybe she told Mike, look, I'm going to fake my death, but I need you to know that I'm not really dead. And maybe that's why he seems so, he's not crying or anything. He doesn't seem devastated considering his girlfriend was murdered. Alright, and so then Spencer and Emily go to the De Laurentiis' house because Allison's alibi for Thanksgiving, the day Mona was supposedly murdered, is that she was at home with her father and Jason. And the girls are asking Jason to tell the truth because they're pretty sure that Allison actually did leave the house on Thanksgiving and that Jason is covering up for Allie because he's her brother. And so, Spencer says to Jason, I know she's your sister, but I'm your sister too, and if you don't tell the truth about where Allie was, then I'm going to go to jail for this, and I didn't kill her. And the cops did find traces of Mona's blood in Allie's trunk, but it wasn't enough for them to arrest Allison. I think they're really trying very hard to make Allison look guilty, but like I said in my other video, I think that perhaps Mona and Bethany, who's Big A, were setting up Allison when they faked Mona's death. So perhaps they planted that somehow? I didn't even know Allison had a car. I was pretty sure she couldn't drive, but apparently she can. So let's just go with it. And then we find out that while they were there, Emily stole Allison's hairbrush. And she wants to plant Allison's hair at Mona's house and convince the police to do another sweep so that then they'll have enough to arrest Allison. Bad, bad girl, Emily. Then there's a Grunwald and Hannah scene at the crypt. And Mrs. Grunwald's just being all, psychic-y and mysterious, like each one hated the other because each one feared the other because each one knew something about the other. Did she ever say that was definitely about Allison and Mona, by the way? I didn't rewatch the episode a second time, so I don't remember. But she didn't say Allison and Mona in that quote. So I'm wondering if maybe it's not even about Allison and Mona. And she says that Mona is surrounded by earth, insects, and cold. Which makes it seem like she's buried. But, I don't think Mona's dead, so maybe she went and hid out in the woods for a while. But it seems like Grunwald actually does have psychic powers because Mona's mom gave Hannah a stuffed dog of Mona's, and Grunwald knew the dog's name, which makes us think that she's right. Alright, and then there's an Aria-Caleb scene. Aria is upset because she's been rejected from every college she's applied to, even Oberlin, which she was convinced she got into. I'm kind of surprised that Aria had a scene with Caleb because I just kind of thought that Aria didn't realize there were other people other than Ezra and the girls. I'm surprised she didn't show up like, yo, what's your name? I need a favor. Anyway, and so Aria wants Caleb to hack in and find out why she got rejected, and Caleb decides that he's going to teach Aria some hacking skills. And then Spencer and Emily go into Mona's house to plant hair that Emily stole from Allison's hairbrush. But while they're in there, they see a camera in a vent, which is positioned towards the front entryway of Mona's house. And so they don't plant the hair, and they tell Hannah to mention it to Mrs. Vanderwall. Say did Mona ever ask you about cameras, or say she was thinking she was being watched? Did she ever tell you that she was going to put cameras somewhere? And this gets Mrs. Vanderwall to mention this to the police, so they'll find the camera, and then the girls can find out what was on it. And then Aria goes back to the brew looking for Mike, and she doesn't see him or Ezra there. And she tries to call Mike, and then it seems like A has Mike's phone. There's someone in a black hoodie, and they attack Aria, and they could kill her, which I find this weird, because A has a staple gun. They could have easily just killed Aria, but they don't. They pin her to the wall by stapling her in. And then they take Mona's laptop, which Aria had. I think if that was Uber A, they would have just killed Aria. Aria would be dead, because Uber A obviously hates the Four Liars. So I think maybe that's Mona, because like I've said many times, I think that if Bethany's Big A, Mona is probably still working with her, but she just wants to get rid of Allie. she actually cares about the girls, whereas Bethany doesn't. So she's kind of taking some steps to make sure they're okay. So I think that could definitely be Mona. And so then Lieutenant Tanner shows Jason and Mr. DeLaurentis the video from Mona's house. And Jason finally admits that they lied and that on Thanksgiving, Allie did leave the house. I was so proud of Jason. So proud of him for telling the truth. Like, you go, Jason, you go. And so the cops arrest Allison, and she tries to make a break for it, but the girls stop her. And as they're taking her away, she says to the girls, you know, with I'm gone, you're next. They're going to come after you, and I'm not going to be here to protect you anymore. And the girls are kind of just like, yeah, right. Sure, Allison. And then there's an Aria-Mike scene at her house where they're talking about Mona. And I actually kind of got, like, because Mike was saying, you know, like, Mona was so amazing and there was nobody else like her. And I kind of got this little, like, oh my god, please don't tell me I'm shipping Mike and Mona right now. Like, that's just going to open me up to a world more pain. Like, uh-oh, other ship, trouble's coming. And then after Aria leaves, that's when you hear Mike finally cry. So again, I think that Mike could know Mona's alive. Maybe he's just staging those tears because he realizes that Aria is on to his, suspicious behavior. Then there's a Paley scene. Paige is going to California, and Emily chases her down at the airport and says, you know, Allison's been arrested, and you can stay in Rosewood, it's safe. But Paige says, no, I really don't think it is, and I want to go to California anyway, and she leaves. My poor baby Emily, oh, I love her so much. When Emily's sad, I'm sad. And Spencer's name is cleared now that Allison has been arrested because they think Allison could also be responsible for Bethany's apparent death. And I was so happy, Spencer, my baby. And there was an adorable little Spoby hug, and they're my OTP. I love them so much. Oh, it was beautiful. And the girls, it ends with the girls. They're discussing their futures, thinking, you know, now we can finally have a normal life when this is all over. You know, we can go to college and get away from here, and, you know, we can finally have our own lives. But just as things are starting to look up, the girls literally look up and see fireworks in the sky, and one of them forms the shape of an A. The girls say, oh, maybe Allison had that plan before she went to prison. But I'm pretty sure we're all convinced that Allison's not really A, and I think soon the girls are going to realize they were wrong, and they're going to be overcome with guilt. And they're going to be like, oh no, Allie wasn't really A. And we see Allison in prison. And I think I told you, I don't like Allison. She's done a lot of stuff that she deserves to go to jail for. I don't think she killed Mona, but I think her doing a little time in jail, you know, she kind of deserves that. And I'm pretty sure that eventually Allie's going to get cleared and she's going to get out. Unless they kill her. A lot of people are saying they think Allie's going to die, which I really don't know. I mean, I don't think I'd want them to kill Allison, actually, because it would be kind of stupid. Like, she's alive, and oh, wait, she's dead again. For real this time. So, you know, I really don't want the whole Allie's really alive thing to just end up with her actually dying for real, even though I don't like Allison. Alright, that's all the major points from that episode, and tell me what you think about the episode, what you think is going to happen next. Do you think Allie's going to die? Do you think she'll be cleared? And, alright, hopefully I'll have another video for you soon. Alright, thanks guys. Bye!